Okay. Mm, I will try to be fast on this, but it's gonna be a bit long. So we are here for the character customization. There are many ways to do it. There is even assets on Asset Store, how to actually use it with Game Creator. I'm gonna give you some basic stuff if you want to make it by yourself, but it's not gonna be easy because many projects have different way. So most of the times you have probably a main scene, where is the scene of the start, where you have the options, controls, and everything else. And from this, you go in actually in the gameplay scene. Now, the gameplay scene might be only one or can be even more. But the point is that from the main scene, you might want to actually customize your player. And over here, we are in the main scene and we want to customize this player. Customize this player means that we might actually change the model or change some stuff on it. And stuff that we can actually change can be, for example, like the hair over here. Um, as we can see, this model have all the hair on it, uh, but maybe you want to actually change even some colors. I don't know about what type of project you have, but for not ruining this, I'm gonna add a 3D object like a cube. And I will place it a little bit on the left. So I will change the color on this one. So if I want to change the color on this, I have to actually create a material and add it on the cube. Now, I will create a UI button where actually I will change actually we create a game creator button. And Unity 6. Now this one we will call it save. And we will move this button on the right side a little bit. Then we duplicate this and we create another one, and this it will be load. Now let's say that we want to change the color on this one. We will create a trigger. Actually, we need to create a couple more buttons. And this one we put it on the left. And this one it will be red. And another button under, and it will be green. Now there is other ways that we can actually change the color of this cube, like making a pattern whenever you click on that pattern and assign it to it, but I'm gonna make it simple. So whenever I press this button over here, I will assign set color, change material color to that cube. This is for actually having a visual stuff, but I don't really need it if I actually know what I'm doing. And I will make it with the color red. And I'll make this change material color the cube, and it will be to green. Now see if actually this buttons works. My character over there is gonna fall down because it's having the gravity and the rest. Oh wait, even the cube actually is gonna fall down. In this case we might want to actually create a terrain just for holding the character until we finish this. Even if I can make the character to actually stay in the air from the gravity. So we are in the gameplay, and if I press red and green, strange, nothing happen. Those errors are from other stuff, but that's not the problem. My problem is why it's not changing the color here. Because it created a new material instance, the new stuff of Unity. Um, so I'm gonna make UI no section. Now, this can be done even in other ways. I'm not gonna stay now. This is because this is the URP and I have to actually do some stuff. I'm gonna create a new material. So the first one is gonna be red and the second one is gonna be green. I will just change the material or the color, which is the same thing in the end. You're gonna have the same results. I'm gonna change on this cube with this material, which is red, and this was red, and this is green. So let's see now. There's green and red, okay. Now we also want to save those colors over there. So I'm gonna make this red, green. Now the red button, whenever we press it, is gonna do even something else. It's gonna set a variable. We can put it over here, doesn't matter. With and we're gonna call this, let's say that this is gonna be the color of the hair, color of cube. Let's not put it color cube, and this is gonna be a string. Okay, so whenever it's string, we're gonna set string variable, local name variable. We're gonna take that variable over there, color cube. We're gonna put it red, and I'm gonna copy this. The same here, only that is gonna be green, and it's gonna be this name variable. So I can actually put directly to save whenever I press red to save it directly, but we have already a button save, and the button save, which is this one, this one, it will actually save a string. Now if you don't have this save string, you can go on game creator hub, and you can write over here save string, and then you install it and you'll have it. Also you will need the load string. So what we have over here, it's save slot. If you have more than one slot in your game, like probably you have 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 slots that you need to save, you can assign it for each slot to actually be sure that you're loading in that slot that color. But if you don't have, you can actually just assign one and that's it. Player prefs, doesn't matter, or binary is not so much security. So what we will save here, we have to actually put a name on this. So we will say cube color, and we actually put it to favorite to find it after. And the string over here, it will be from variable, local name variable, and we take that name variable from there, color code cube. So we will actually save what color it will be named, and if it will be red, we will save red. If it's green, we will save green. So we save it the green, the color of the cube. In this case, can be even the color of the hair. This one is gonna be the load button. So now let's say actually add even the load string. The load string, actually we not put it in here, we put it in the author scene, which is the gameplay. So we go in the gameplay, we save this scene now, like here, and we create over here a trigger with game creator. It's gonna be load cube color, and it's gonna be on start load string. We set from the integer 1, and we set cube color, and we have to actually tell him where to actually set this saved value. And we can put this over here, local Actually, no, we create a name variable even here because we need to save more stuff. So we just create cube color, which is a string here too. And we tell him that it's a local one. And we choose the cube color. So on start is gonna load over there the name what we save it. Okay, now we go back in the main one, we save this. And this is how we actually save the color over there. Now we want to actually save the character model maybe. To save the character model, I think I made a video. Let me see if I can actually quickly find it on YouTube through my videos. Anyway, I'm gonna do it like this. On game creator, you have one that is something with reference. Activate object from list by reference, this one. So you install this one. And now let's see. First we want to actually save the model. So what we want to do here is to actually create another button, and we move this button to the left, and this is gonna be, I don't know, let's say it's gonna be, which models do I have in? I'm gonna go from blister and cold. So this one is gonna be blister, call it. And another one that is gonna be called cold. Okay, and the cold is gonna be down there. Now it's kind of hard to see it over here. Whenever I press blister, if you want to have a visual thing on your character over here, you can say change model, and you'll say model, and I will say this is blister. I will choose blister. You have to find the prefab. If you have Cinti characters, if you have author characters, I don't know, try to find your prefab over there. Change model, and this one it will be cold. Okay, but also we go back and we want to actually save a string. So we want to save in the same integer one. Here we say, let me see if I have character model. I have it. If you don't have it, you write it down and you put it to the favorites over here, and you say if I press on the blister button over there, it's gonna save blister. Now I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna same one character model, and this one is gonna be cold. So I save it in the player prefs on character model cold. Wait, we don't want to save it, we want to put on to set a string, set text. Yep. So we go back in the name variables and we create another one. This one is gonna be called character model. It's gonna be a string. So back here and we want to set a variable, local name variable, this variable, and it's gonna be character model, and it's gonna be blister like this. Now the same here. Sorry for the confusion, but trying to make it like as much as I can to be useful for everyone in any conditions called. So also we go in the save and we want to actually save string again. In the one player privacy over here is gonna be character model, and it's gonna be strings variable, local name variable, this variable. We're gonna save that character model string text over there. So we save the cube color in this one. There is other ways to actually do this, but I'm trying to be as one of the way that is coming in my. So now we have the save. Now the load button over here doesn't do too much. The load button is actually load scene. This is what it's gonna do. So we go to my test folder and we go back to the load, and I want to actually load the gameplay whenever I load the gameplay. Okay. Now, I have to tell you that if you look on the Unity documentation, there is one way to actually move game objects from one scene to another scene. That's another way if you don't want to save. But I don't know, for the moment I'm just doing it like this because you might actually want to actually save it somewhere. When you turn off the game, you want to get back in the game and you want everything to be saved. Okay, so over here we will create another trigger. This is gonna be on start and it will load some strings. You can do like this whenever you enter in the menu. Okay, you can actually set the scene variables like this one over here. You can say from 1 it's gonna be cube color, and we want variable, local variable, and this variable to load back what we actually save, because then we will go in the gameplay, we quit the game, and when we come back we have to actually if we come here to the character customization, everything is gonna be resetted. Not in the gameplay. When you enter in the gameplay, the color cube is gonna be loaded, but here you're not gonna know what you actually have in the gameplay. So you want to load here too the stuff. Okay, so when you load in this menu scene, you want to actually see the color cube that is still red as you save it, or green, and the character model the same. So you want to actually set that variable over there, and we're gonna do another one, which it will be for the character model on that variable, and it's gonna load the character model. So whenever you load in the game, it will load over here some strings. Okay, it's gonna load the color over there and the character model. After it's loading over here, we can create another trigger, or we can continue over here to actually change material. No, actually over here we have to create conditions. So it's gonna be conditions, the same thing that we have to do in the other scene, and conditions, run condition. Now for not creating actually some confusion, we will create here game creator condition. This is gonna be if red. Okay, So now he's gonna check this. Trying to think about, because there is even conditions like this. Check conditions, and you can put over here that condition if string, but no, this is not good. So it's gonna check this one if red, and it will go here, and it will say if string equals text equals. So it's gonna be if variable, local name variables, if this variable of the color cube is gonna be red, make sure that you write correctly with the, then change material of this cube. Now pay attention that over here we have the player that is already in the scene. If you go in the gameplay scene and you will instantiate the player, then you have to have a reference over here, because otherwise it has to actually find the player to find the cube, for example. Otherwise it's gonna disappear, the reference is gonna be null. In our case, this is gonna be here now, and even when we start the game, it's not gonna be instantiated. So if this is red, it's gonna change with the first one. I think it was red. Now I'm gonna create another one, and this one if green. The only difference is this is green, the material is gonna be this one. Okay, so we actually have to check even this condition. If it's not gonna be green or red, it's just gonna pass, and that's it. It's not gonna happen anything. It's gonna pass to the next one. If it's not red, it's gonna be green, so on. You can create even condition if none of the color to create a default color, but anyway, that's for more. So we actually put this. Now we want actually another thing for the sign. I think it's with 2s. I don't know. I'm very bad to English. Sign, anyway. Options. We want actually even the character, so then it's gonna be another condition for the character, but over here, trying to think about it, there is the one with the reference, and is this one. Now this one with the reference, it's gonna be a little bit different, but anyway, let's create another condition down, and this is gonna be if blister. It's not the best organization that I have over here. And another one is gonna be if cold, and we are already at a half hour of this. If blister, so this one, if name variable character model is gonna be blister, then in that case we're gonna say change. See over here we can do it directly, change model of player. This is only one player, change it with the blister, right? And over here, if cold, we're gonna say if this character is gonna be cold, then change model with cold. So pretty much this it should work now by default. The only thing that we actually need to actually add conditions to be checked on here. Now this one is not the best, that's why it's the one with the reference. I'm gonna try to find the video where I made that to tell you why it's the best, because it's checking much more fast in one shot and it's better for performance. Because else if you have over here like 15 models, you will have to create 15 conditions here and there. But I'm just want to show you, to make you the point to where we're going. So right now, let's run the game. The character whatsoever probably is gonna change with some weird model that I have, but anyway. So I'm gonna put green over here and I'm gonna put it with cold model, which is not actually change it with cold. Let's see why. Change oh, it's actually just changing the string, it's not changing the character. So we have a problem here. We want to actually, when we press this, no, it should actually change with cold. Is this cold actually like this? Or is that, why is not working then? Let's say cold. Thing is not taking the, it's not finding the player as player, so we just gonna make character over here just to be sure that we actually have the character that I'm pointing to. Maybe another problem, since I'm changing always the scripts of game creator for myself, and this is gonna be one of those problems. To reverse back to the original ones to actually show you what I mean. No, it's actually that. So it's not a problem of that, it's the player. Anyway, character, probably to you is gonna work even if you leave player over there, but it's just on mine. Lister. No, it's player here. So we then, when we load back, we have to tell him not player, we have to tell him character here. Drag the character and the same here. It's not a problem of game creator here, is me that I'm changing some the character script. Okay, so let's try again now. As you saw, we already put green over here, but it didn't actually load back, so I'm gonna create cold, see blister and cold. Now the problem is that it's loading, overloading one on the top of each other. Why is doing that now? That's again my problem of my character. Oof. Because I changed some stuff on the script. Let me see. change a couple of things over here, which is for my project only. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save it back as the original. And we go back to the game. Let's see now. Alt blister and still doing that. Okay, it's doing it only once. So anyway, let's say that I'm going with Colt. Only one of the Colt anyway. And we go here with green and we save it like this. And now we stop the game. Let's say we just enter in the menu and now we go back in loading. So we have back Colt and this one is green. Now the problem is that now we want to actually go in the gameplay. So test folder, new folder, gameplay, save it like this. And in the gameplay we want to create a character player, target player, this is gonna be player, and we create game creator trigger. So here it will set the cube color. We actually want to add load string integer 1 is gonna be character model. We want to actually load even the character model from the name variable. We will set it not cube color. We're gonna set another string, and this one is gonna be character model, and we will set the character model over there from the integer 1 character model player prefs. So when this scene is going to be loaded, here we will have green, and here we will have Colt or blister. Here it's going to be red or green anyway. But that is not going to change anything on our character, on our player over here. What we want to do here is this one. I don't think we actually gonna need load cube color, load player options. We actually want to run conditions like in the other scene that we had over there. We will create over here game creator condition. This is gonna be if red, it's gonna be if string equals, and it's gonna be variable local name variable if this variable color qubits. What the? Okay, red. Then change material, and in this case on our player we have to create a cube like in the other one. Moving to the left, if red, change this to the material this. Now this is the point where I told you, if this player is going to be instantiated, instead of say the game object over here, you have to actually search by name. or you can put this load on the player himself over here as a child, because this one is going to remain the player, and you can create here a child, and you will say load options over here, and you will say trigger on start, and you'll put the same thing, conditions, but you'll have to search. For example, if red, let's copy that. Instead of local name variables, which is not gonna find it, these local name variables, you have to give it a name, and here you have to actually say search by name. This game object is gonna be game object find by name if this player is gonna be instantiated, okay? Because you have to find these name variables. So in these name variables, you have to give it a particular name, because if you leave it like this, it's gonna just search for the first one and say, oh, name variables, this is it, I found it. You can say name variables, for example, player options, and then you go here, you copy, and you go in your stuff, and you say game object find by name, and you have to actually find the local name that is saving this name and is saving this variable cube color, and if is equal to red, then it's gonna do the rest of the thing. I know it's a little bit complicated, but now if you take it little by little, you're gonna understand, because otherwise it's not gonna find it. If you leave it like in this case over here, this option is gonna get deleted because it's getting instantiated and it doesn't have it from the start, okay? But in our case, we don't have it instantiated. So if red, the cube color which is over there is on the name variable. If it's red, it's gonna change this cube to the new material which is red. Now we're gonna create another one. If green, and we say here if green, the new material is gonna be this. Now we're gonna create another one, the same for if blister, and we say character model blister. Not gonna change the material here, we change the model, and in our case here we can say character to blister. We create another one, it's gonna be if colt, and then change it to colt. Now we have to actually drag all these conditions and do 3 more, and this is if red, this is if green, this is if blister, and this is if colt. Okay. Now this one we don't need it anymore, and we go back to the main menu. So let's say that we start the game and we go in the main menu. 44 minutes until now, oh my god. there are more ways to actually do this. So as we see already have in our options, you already know what we actually save it. Let's say now that I want to actually change the color of this one to red and this one to blister. Now in my case over here, because I made some change, is that, but anyway, I'm gonna press again, and now I save and I go to the gameplay, which is the author scene, and I load the scene, which is not loading for some reason. Why is not loading the gameplay? It's kind of weird sometimes. Hmm. Let me turn this off, clear, and load again to see the problem persists. Hmm. It doesn't want to load my scene for some reason. Now I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Now these errors that you have over here is because I have on my character, I have some other stuff that are supposed not to load on this. As I told you, I have my own trigger settings. And that's why it's creating those errors. I'm just trying to understand if those errors actually can block my loading of the scene. Or is because my scene is not to the added. To the build. Let's see, build profiles. Yeah, Unity 6. I'm still trying to discover all the stuff. Probably that can be one of the problem, but anyway, let's see. Yeah, that was the problem because it was not to the build. So now we are in the gameplay now. As you see over here, we have a problem because it didn't actually delete the mannequin, the original one, just because that's because I actually have the one of the I have this script that is actually changed because I'm trying to make a network multiplayer game and I have to change some scripts on Game Creator. But the cube is green and this one it's the blister. Let's go back and we actually load again. We changing to green and we change it to cold. See. So now we change it to green, this one, and this one we change it to cold, and we save it. And now I'm going to load the gameplay, and yeah, of course, on the same problem again, mannequin doesn't get deleted. So it's green and it's cold. This is how you actually save and load some stuff. It's kind of bad way to actually show you, but in a long video, but it's one of the options, and from here you can get ideas how to get in your own game. Now, one of the things that can help you, like for example on my player, whenever I want to actually load the, say, hair, I'm having over here a trigger that it's loading if I'm setting a string over here, and if the hair is called Bahamas, for example, um, actually I'm saving a number in this case. This is a bad way to actually show you. Let's see, face. I think I have over here the bird. Even this one is with numbers, everyone is with numbers. The best thing is to actually show you that video where you actually, if I want to actually load the hair, for example, call it Bahamas, so it's gonna be over here Bahamas, and this one is gonna correspond to that game object. This is a game object. It's much more fast, but this is a script that is made by me, but you can find the same script over there with reference. I'm not using the one from Game Creator because I'm actually need to make this as a multiplayer gameplay, and for now there is not too many developers that actually support multiplayer Game Creator things. There is Photon.2 and another couple of them. I'm using Fusion, and there is a guy called Nunijitsu or something like that. It's kind of hard to tell his name, who's gonna bring some assets for actually multiplayer on Fusion. And I need Photon Fusion because it's having some things that I actually need in my game. Anyway, the point is how you actually save and load some character customization from one scene to another along with the save options from the hub. The same can go with the save for the bull. I think I have save value. I didn't actually load it over here. Yeah, it's on the hoop. Save a bool, save a string. Value, there are two of them. One is a copy of my own instruction that someone loaded by, I don't know why. And actually I see there is another one here too. Anyway, this one can save integer or a float. This is what it means by value, or a number, it can be anything like that. The string and the bool. And then you have even conditions like if the value exists, then you can actually go and clear that value. Then you load the value, you have load value, load string, load bool, like this one 3 over here. And this save value exists is just in case is existing that value, save it, you actually can clear because maybe you want to delete the slot. And you put this on the same button with save load from Game Creator, but not all of them, like as you saw over there in the gameplay. You load the values over here with the trigger on start.